do a better one. What's up, everybody?
He's back! He is back and in charge! Hi, Tom.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm better now.
Wore myself out.
We were really amping ourselves up for that intro. I'm happy that you're back, man. I was struggling on my own. You know, it felt like the world was out of kilter because this has become such a staple for us. Binds us together with love, hugs, and piss taking.
Yeah. No, I missed you, mate. I missed you. You look great. You look great.
I need a haircut.
Got a little bit of solid knitwear. I mean, if I'm going to be frank with you, it looks like police issue, a little undergarment, winter. You look like you could totally just strap up and go out and arrest a few people on the street, mate.
Yeah,
people wouldn't question it. They wouldn't question it.
They would, because I'd probably be like really inappropriate and be like, I'm gonna have to search you.
Also, you're not tall enough to be a policeman. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're like the heightest.
They are heightest.
Well, no swearing. I'm not gonna swear anymore. That's the last swear word on this whole show. Will's told me off everyone. He's saying, Tom, no more swearing, okay, from now on. So we're gonna try and keep it clean.
No more effing and jeffing.
Yeah. Guys, we've got loads to talk about. I've been so excited about this. So we are fresh after the first semi-final of the EFL Carabao League, Worthington Coca-Cola Cup, whatever you want to call it.
Coca-Cola Cup. It will always be known as the Coca-Cola Cup in my eyes.
Yeah, so very exciting. Newcastle are in the final. Well done. Congratulations to them. Unlucky to Arsenal. Very unlucky. A humbling defeat for Arsenal. I'm not going there. Jesus Christ.
I don't know did you watch the game, TK?
I listened to it on the radio. I was driving home from work.
Mate,
as I was tucking into my McDonald's. And
wait. How many is that this week?
Did you see that?
On socials, follow us on socials, by the way, anyone. At Tom and Will, FPL. Tom was like, £6 meal deal from M&S, or...
I don't want to make this a rant, right? For M&S, you have pissed me off, right? I was just like, honestly, I can't... You know that like Sainsbury's are doing £3.50 meal deals? M&S are taking absolute liberties, charging £6. I love their meal deal. But out of principle, I'm like, no. I'm going to McDonald's. I'm going to buy loads more food than I need. And it'll be better value for a warm meal. And instead, and as a result of that, I've had 2 McDonald's in 3 days.
That's nice. Mate, it's been done plenty of time.
I'm probably going to need to factor in some kind of bathroom break during this pod.
It feels so good at the time, and then the next day, or even like a couple of hours later, you're like, the crash happens, and you're like, I don't feel good. And then the morning after, you're like, I'm so dehydrated. Anyway. Yeah. Love it. Congratulations. But anyway, so yeah, Newcastle, St James's Park was rampant. Like, it was such a good atmosphere. There's no way Arsenal were going to turn up and try and like nick one back. Like, and Alexander Isak, he is unplayable. On fire, wasn't he? He is unplayable. He didn't score. Like, he got a goal disallowed, and he hit the bar, but everything he did was
incredible. Mate. I was just, as I say, I listened to the radio and they had Sam Fender on before, didn't they? Geeing everybody up. And the radio on 5 Live, I was listening to TalkSport, and they were like, the atmosphere in this place is just insane. They were just like frothing at the mouth after Sam Fender playing, and it was so loud. And even when I watched the highlights when I got in, like, it looked like electric, and they just came up firing. The first 10 minutes felt like half an hour. Yeah, like, there was so much going on.
It was amazing. I mean, that is what that place can do. I mean, it's fair. It's Liverpool-esque. You know, it's that. Even you could argue at times it's even more fiery, but you guys are just consistently fantastic, whereas Newcastle have had some slumps obviously over the years, but my goodness, they couldn't be controlled, like, and especially after Arsenal had come on the back of battering City. You think that they were they'd be up for it, but I tell you what, they didn't have a chance.
No, they came out. They just didn't. They never got their groove going, did they?
And they were so niggly. They were so like Newcastle just had a game plan. They were like, just get amongst them, get physical, with them, and it was great, absolutely brilliant.
But, mate, I did like all the aftermath. Like, me and the lads have been texting about all the stay humble stuff going on from the weekend and, like, the back and forth with City and Arsenal. And it's like, it's great. This is what football used to be about. When they were just, like, giving it to each other all the time. But did you see, like, Anthony Gordon's post-match interview? He came out last night and he was like, look, we've just got to stay humble. He was getting his digs in after the game. And then also Newcastle's social media account, there was a photo of the ball in the net. Yeah. And it just said, the culprit, referencing Arteta's moaning about the football. Another swear word. Oh, no. In the first leg. So, mate, they just did. Arsenal have just been getting it.
It's been everyone. But the thing is what's bad is, I mean, I shouldn't get too excited, but everyone this morning is jumping on board with like the ball gate and the chants last night, like Arsenal about the ball, and then like always cheating Arsenal, and then like he's gonna cry in a minute, and after they did directly after they were there going, it's something about the ball, and it was like, and Gary Neville was like, let's hope that chant doesn't catch on.
He knows what he's doing.
It's just brutal. They probably win the league now. So anyway,
no, they won't. Yeah, it was so good. But congratulations, Newcastle fans, mate. They haven't won a trophy in God knows how long. I'm not a Newcastle fan. I think it's like since the 70s or something. So fair play. Good luck to you. As long as it's not against Liverpool, because they'll be unfortunate.
Here we go, though. Like so, and I'm sure this is what we're going to talk about in the show. But we've got some interesting, head-scratching fixtures coming up. So
stop right there, Will. Let me tell the listeners and viewers what is on this week's show. As Will's alluding to, we're going to give you the Double Game Week 25 update. Now that we know that Newcastle are in the final, we know that there won't be a double between Arsenal and Chelsea in game week 25. So we'll talk more on that. We're going to talk the assistant manager chip, as me and Will, as many managers did, activated the assistant manager chip after the chaos of last Friday and the Double Game Week 25 announcement. So we'll be talking about that, what went down with us, and what we're looking at going into next week. We will get a team takedown update. It's not pretty, but we need to talk about it because there's been some activity going on there. And then we're going to finish on a positive with Footballer 20 questions this week. Will be answering, and we've had a submission for by you guys. Rutty has sent in a footballer for Will to guess this week. Really? So we'll finish the show with that. Stick around for that. That'll be fun. But first, let's kick off with some listener questions. We've got some listener questions in this week, so we're going to kick off here. Question 1, Harry88. Tom, are Liverpool going to do it this week? Harry, yes we are. Very excited for tonight's game, mate. I can't wait. You going to watch it, Will?
100%, yeah. What's it? So, does he mean this week just like tonight's big game between you and Tottenham?
I assume he means the EFL. Oh, They're going to get to the final, overturn the 1-0 deficit we've got against Spurs. It's at Anfield. You've got to fancy us, but Spurs got a good win against Brentford last weekend. It was a pragmatic approach from Ange, which we don't often see. I mean, you could say I've never seen it, but it was a great result. No one thought they were going to shut out Brentford, who were at home. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, it was a very good win. But I still think Liverpool at Anfield, especially seeing what they saw last night, like how Newcastle.
The Liverpool fans, they'll have seen what Newcastle did, and they'll be like, we'll have a bit of that. We can match that, guys. You just watch. So I imagine it's going to be fiery, especially as we're down. The Liverpool 12th man is huge.
It's huge. But Tottenham have had, they obviously got a nice couple of signings in the transfer. I don't think Matthias Tell will be starting or even on the bench, but they must be getting a little bit of an amp from that. 10 million or whatever it was for 4 months.
And they bought that new centre back. His name Kevin Danso. Centre back. Some well-needed recruits for Spurs. But we'll see who plays tonight. I don't know if they're eligible.
No.
But it doesn't matter because they're going to lose. It doesn't matter. Harry88, thanks for writing in. Ben2, I think he sent in a question last week to you. Will, are you happy with United's transfer window?
No. I'm loath
He's never
to go.
happy. Will's never happy.
Look, I've had a lot of people talking to me this week and last week after the Crystal Palace loss. It's atrocious. I can't really go into it without getting too.
Atrocious. The transfer window is atrocious. Mate, you've got rid of Rashford. You've got rid of Anthony.
Look. Let me. We didn't. I think I do get it. But on paper, it looks really, really bad. We could have done with one more player coming in. Dogu is going to be absolutely brilliant. I have faith in. We needed a left back, but the good thing is we got a heap of youth coming through, and that is what we need to focus on. This season is done and dusted, and we need to get into Europe somehow.
From an outsider looking in, you've got rid of 2 kind of bad eggs.
Yep.
You've bought in Dogu, who I think you needed because you've been playing Darlow left back. Do you know what I mean? As a wing back, he's not a wing back. I think just having those players, particularly Rashford, out of the squad is just gonna just take a weight off everyone's shoulders, I think. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing a different United now. Obviously, you need to start seeing different United now because you guys are terrible. And Gary Neville said this week, look, this can't go on because the performances under Amorim have been worse than Ten Hag. But I think this is a big job. It's going to take time. They've said, I respect what they're saying we're not going to make the same mistakes that they have made in the past about their transfers. Yeah. And I respect that. And I think that's a good call, not to, especially in January. It's easy to panic. That's probably where you made half your problems.
Oh, totally. It's definitely. I mean, it's a breath of fresh air from the last few windows. But I must. It's so much bigger than just a transfer window. There's so much more to it. But I'm glad we didn't go for Tell in a roundabout way. I wouldn't want to put a load of weight on a 19-year-old up front. But it's basically what we.
He wasn't the right guy.
Exactly. But all of this business should have been done. We knew January was coming up. We knew Amorim needed a left back. This business should have been done and dusted and signed, sealed, delivered weeks and weeks ago.
But they couldn't because you had to get people off. You had to get them off the wage. You didn't have the money. It's not like you could have locked in the deals because everyone knew you had to sell.
I know because Rashford waiting for Barcelona. Anthony knew he was gone. Casemiro's still on the bench. We got so many problems. Anyway, I'll tell you what.
One last thing. Thing I will say, right, is I think everyone needs to just get on Man City's accountant. Do you know what I mean? Because they can just blow 150 mil every window. They're like, guys, hey, we're not doing so great. Let's just chuck 150 mil at it, get 3 players in, that'll sort us out. How are they getting away with that? That is another podcast for another day, probably from someone more educated than us.
Yeah, true. But don't worry, let's give Haaland a 9-year contract.
Exactly. Oh, mate.
Oh, what about those charges? Anyway, yeah, moving on.
Anyway, where were we? Oh, hang on. Sorry. Question 3, Big Baz. Hi, Will. Do you like pineapple? I love pineapple. That's it.
That's outrageous, Baz.
I don't know what that means. I'm gonna
Do you know
move
what?
on.
I was just thinking about pineapple this morning. Funny I've got such a weird brain. Like I was thinking about pineapple on pizza. It's a big decision. People are like pineapple on pizza, and I came to a realization. Do you remember when you used to go to like kids' birthday parties when you were younger, and then you'd have like pineapple and cheese on the sticks, right?
Yeah.
Right. There were people that liked that. And then there were the people that weren't. And I was like, it stemmed from there. And
where do you sit on the pineapple situation?
Fucking give me a pizza, I'm going to eat it, mate.
There. Big Baz says your answer. Thank you, sir. Jessica Baloney. Will, there are rumours circulating online that you're actually Tom's dad. Would you care to comment?
In theory, yes, I am, because I'm older than Tom and I'm more experienced than Tom, and Tom has always looked up to me. So that is that you could
figuratively speaking.
Basically, I taught Tom everything he knows apart from FPL. Tom schools me at FPL. But no, I know Tom's dad, and he's a lovely man. In fact, he's one of my favourite men.
Legend. Crazy talk. Moving on. Last question from friend of the show, Philly1. He says, Evan Ferguson, Rashford, Asensio, Marmoush, Marlon, Tell, Romain Esse. Do any make the fantasy football as a risky risk? Questionable
English
grammar there. Yeah. I think he means, does anyone get in your team as a punt? For me, Marmoush and Tell could be decent. Esse is one for next year. I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly. I don't know much about this guy. Mm-mm. I know he's a 19-year-old from Millwall. Esse is one for next year, maybe. Evan Ferguson is an interesting one, but I mean, until he gets fit, I don't think he's been fit. I don't know how much he's like not getting into the team and how much he's not fit. I think it's the latter, if I'm honest with you. I think he is out of form slightly, but if anyone's going to get him back firing again, it'll be Graham Potter. So he's one to watch. He's certainly not someone you're steaming into. Rashford and Asensio for Villa. These are some great loan deals from Villa. What a great bit of business.
Unbelievable. I must admit, I think Villa have done the best business in the window.
Getting rid of Duran for like 67 million as well.
Wild money.
Mate, did you see the Duran quote, by the way?
I don't know if I did.
He said, I don't know the name of the Saudi team. Let's, for argument's sake, call them Saudi Team B. He said, I've been watching Saudi Team B since I was a kid. I've got to stop swearing, guys. I'm really sorry. This is a tough time for me.
It's outrageous to say that. What kind of world do you live in?
That's mental. But yeah, go on then. Rashford and Asensio, mate. I know I come from a Man United fan. You're gonna have some views on Rashford, but I bet you he turns up for Villa and plays because he's playing for the future now. I think he's going to be a great asset. I think he's like 6.6 million, and I think Watkins, he went off injured in the last game. I'm not sure who starts in Watkins' stead. You would think it's probably Rashford or potentially Marlon. Obviously, Marlon was another one that Phil mentioned. But yeah, I think Rashford is going to go straight into this team, pretty much. I think Asensio is going to get rotated with Morgan Rogers, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. He'll 100%. Look, he either catches fire and he plays out of his skin and he works his socks off and he does what he needs to do, or he crashes and burns. And we'll know really quickly. But Emery's the guy.
Yeah, he is. The guy. I think Rashford, out of all those that Phil mentions, I like the look of Rashford. The problem is he's a midfielder, and midfielders, we've got like a plethora of midfielders, mate. We're spoiled for choice. It's hard to swap anyone in at the moment, especially on a punt. He's one to watch. Marmoush is someone on my radar. If City can sort themselves out, I think he's good. We brought him in, by the way, to the differential team last week as a long-term pick. I think he's the one to watch because there's striking slots available. Do you know what I mean? We've got strikers that aren't performing, so there's definitely slots in people's teams for a striker punt. But for me, midfielders are wait and sees. Tell's too young. Let's see what happens. See how much game time he gets. Marlon could be a shout, but I think most of those, Phil, for me, wait and see. I'm not going to jump in too early on that.
No, I agree.
Right, that does it for listener questions. So let's talk about what happened so far in game week 24. So obviously, I was MIA last week. I wasn't on the show, and I was literally working all week and had my head well out of FPL until Friday. I came online at like 5 o'clock or something, and I've just posted my team that was going into game week 24 before I'd seen any announcements. And Jed FPL messaged me going, "Mate, they've announced the game week 25 double." And I was just like, what? And I just suddenly saw everything on my feed. And I took that post off my socials because I was like, hang on, this changes everything. Suddenly we've got back-to-back game weeks, and it's like, this seems like it's perfect for the assistant manager chip. But it seems like on paper, that's going to be the time to play it. But to be honest with you, my head was so all over the show, I couldn't make the decision. I was like, because I could quite happily, because I hadn't thought about it enough, and the deadline was the next day. I was like, if I do it now, it's just going to be a rush decision. If I wait, I've got more time, but it might be the wrong time. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give it to the wheel. And I put it on the wheel, and I spun the wheel, at the wheel of fortune. I said, do I play it or do I not? And it said. I'm not swearing anymore. But it said, yes, Tom. It said, do it.
It said,
and I put
yes,
that on
sir.
social. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw that. It was
hell yeah.
Mate, we were all on the Friday. It was I caught it late. I wasn't on socials, busy on the Friday, and I got it came on, sat down for 4 o'clock, and one of someone was streaming live on YouTube, and I was like, what? That's a bit of a weird time to be live, like an FPL account. And I was like, what the hell? And I was going through it, and I was just like, hang on a minute, it's changed. Yeah, double game week, back-to-back double game weeks, and I was really flipping between triple captain Mo and the assistant manager. And at present, it looks like they've kind of hard to say. It looks like for this one game week they've evened themselves out, but of course the assistant manager chip rolls through 3 game weeks, so TBC.
I think the fact that they're even at the moment suggests that the Arsenal chip is the better one.
100%. But
I mean,
think,
if you have used triple captain, you've done very well.
You've nailed it, because I personally, if I'd have played triple captain last week on Salah, he's obviously cruising to potentially get if he does, and it scores anything more than the 32 he hauled if you had him as captain last week, and if he scores against Everton, God, there's so many ifs and buts here. But if he could potentially, you could be on a 100-point week, and then this game week, which 25, even though we've got a game a
still
week
going
today.
On 24, yeah.
So not this weekend. Next weekend is game week 25, and then you play your assistant manager chip. I think that is a very strong potential.
Yeah, true.
But you might want to have a look at the definite doubles that are coming on at the latter part of the season. Before
we go into what's happening, I know, it's a lot to explain, and I'm sure people, they've heard it from other sources, so I'm not going to go mad. But from what's happened so far, Will, tell everyone, you've obviously played the assistant manager. Who did you go for, and how have you got on so far?
So I went with Slot as assistant manager. I took out a bit of a frustrating one, because you missed a couple of weeks. Week before last, I took out Vardiol, who scored that weekend, and I brought in Virgil van Dijk so I could triple up on Liverpool for this game week, for the double game week. So then I had to instantly take him out because I needed to free up a Liverpool spot, because I've already got Salah, Diaz.
So did he not? Van Dijk didn't even play a game for you, did he? Or did he?
He played one game for me, and he was going to get. Okay. It was bloody got let in a goal right at the very end of the week. So that would have been a nice little 6 instead. So I brought in Mythalenko Everton, which has done very well because Everton got another clean sheet. Who else? Milinkovic, Nottingham Forest. Absolutely slammed Bournemouth.
Oh my god!
I can't believe that. So he got a clean sheet, which is great. Mo Salah, obviously 32 points with a game to play against Everton a week today. Palmer got a cheeky little assist, and then I had Chris Wood up front for 17 points with a hat trick. And then I had, unfortunately, I don't know why, and I think I was just caught up in all of the drama of the assistant manager chip. And I genuinely wouldn't, if I'd have looked at my team properly, I played Ahmed against Crystal Palace, and I should have played Munoz because he obviously United's shit, and Crystal Palace are very good at the moment, and Munoz is playing in the midfield as a defender, and he scored 11 points on my bench, and obviously Slot got me a cheeky little 10. Yeah. So total, God, it's all so many variables. So it's a lot mouthful. Overall, 89 points, not bad, not amazing. I've still got Mythalenko, Luis Diaz, and Mo Salah and Arnie Slot to play, and we could be on over 100-point week, which is great. But I know that there's a lot of people already on 100 points easy. So
yeah, that's it. What's do you know? Are you up at the moment?
Yeah, I'm up. I went up. I went down on Saturday and then back up on Sunday, and I think I'm up like another like 300,000 places. Okay. So 25 mil or something like that. Anyway, God, everything is such a mouthful because there's so much. I'm exhausted.
So much happening.
Anyway, so Tom, what did you do?
So I decided to gamble on Moyes. I thought I would chase the upside, obviously with the league bonus, and I thought that there's a chance. With the manager bounce of Moyes, obviously we know he's been doing well. I thought he'd win at Leicester. Didn't expect the win that we got. To win 4-0 was great. So 12 points for Moyes is fantastic. But that was almost expected. It was punting on Everton getting something. Even if they get a draw, that would be a result in FPL terms. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, not really hoping that happens. But I mean, if it did happen, I mean, it's win-win. It's win-win. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I would get a juicy little bonus from Moyes, and it would be a very shrewd move. But what it does mean, obviously, you're expecting, like we said earlier, for Arnie Slot to have a double next week if they can overturn Spurs tonight. So the guys that have gone Slot, you're expecting that they're probably sitting pretty for a double next week and not needing to make a transfer. Whereas I will need to make a transfer because Moyes isn't doubling next week, so I need to target either Slot or potentially Ange, or even who are they playing? Fulham, isn't it? Yeah. So potentially Marco to come in. So yeah, I've got decisions to make. We'll wait and see what happens tonight, and then we'll see where we go in terms of transfers. I've got 3 transfers in the bank, so I'll use one of them to change Moyes out, and then there's people on my chopping block. So I've got 92 points I'm on currently, including Moyes' 12.
Nice.
I had returns from Trent, Milenkovic, Salah, Palmer, similar to you, Will, Wood, and Gakpo. Gakpo got an assist. Benched Murphy, which was a bit of a shame. That's 2 benchings in a row that that he's killed me with. 2 returns in a row. And to be honest, although he's really banging form, and all Newcastle smashed it last night, but everyone is still chopping out the Newcastle assets because we now know they are blanking in 29. Yeah. And it's going to be obviously likewise if Liverpool win, suddenly I've got 6 players in my team that are blanking in 29. So we'll see what happens tonight before we commit to anything. But Newcastle assets and Liverpool assets are on the chopping block. And what I might do, I'm probably leaning towards taking out a Liverpool asset. If Liverpool win tonight, I might take out like maybe a Gakpo, or Trent got injured. If he's not going to be back for the next game, I might take Trent out, bring in Slot, who then will be out of the team by 29 anyway, and have Slot next week. That's kind of where my head's at currently. Yeah, nice. But just so everyone is super clear on the double situation, right? Yeah. So this is what we know, right? Newcastle and Palace will definitely blank in 29. Now, unless that basically all of this is via Ben Crellin. If you don't follow Ben Crellin, you need to get on that straight away. Any FPL manager worth his salt needs to follow this guy, because he's basically, him and James at Planet FPL are basically the FPL calendar gurus, and they are all over the fixture changes and can advise on what's going on. Ben thinks that unless Newcastle and Palace don't make the FA Cup quarterfinals, even then, it's unlikely. He said that fixture will move to game week 33. So those guys will have a double in game week 33, and that would mean Newcastle will play and Palace will play each other, and then Palace will also play Bournemouth, and Newcastle will also play Villa. So that could be another double game week to add to your calendar. How that affects your plans in the short term, like I say, you're basically looking at transferring out Newcastle and Palace assets because we know they're now not available for game week 29. That makes sense?
It does, yeah.
I guess what that means is something to consider is with Newcastle and Palace definitely not playing in 29, and with a high probability that Liverpool make it through tonight, it makes planning for 29 very difficult, and there is a decision to make as to whether or not you use your free hit if you still have it, William.
Yes. Don't need it. Still got 3 transfers in the bank. Happy with my team-ish, kind of. Not really. No, I'm fine. I think I'm going to be able to get there without having to hit. So
good. We'll be here for more average advice next week as we get closer to the deadline of 29. But yeah, we're going to do a show next week before we make any decisions on game week 25. So for now, we're not going to talk about transfers. We're not going to talk about anything else until we know the facts.
Yeah,
whether Liverpool
exactly.
Make it or not.
And we've got time because this game week still, as we've said, doesn't finish until a week today. But the thing is, I guess, Tom, that means that we need to get the show ready. We need to be recording the show on Thursday so that we release it with as maximum amount of time for the following weekend's fixtures.
Sounds good, mate. Sounds
excellent.
Good. Be there or be square.
All right, see you later. Cheers, guys.
Yeah. Cheers. Nice one. Hey, guys, while you're there, while we've got this nice downtime with FA Cup and League Cup coming up, you could just join our mini league. Jump in the mini league, man. Winner of the mini league gets themselves a lovely, shiny new Premier League jersey for next season. Get involved. End of the end. The end.
Great.
Let's look at Takedown. That little Spike has foiled us again. Another swear word. I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot of beeping. I'm going to just beep this out. So, we needed to make big moves because we were I don't need to look at the scores anymore. All right. Let's just say, for argument's sake, we're down 100 points. It's more than that. But, we made double transfer last week. We took out Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who was injured. As I said,
that was a stupid move.
Stupid. We've been burnt so many times by that guy. Anyway, and then we bought in Marmoush for a long-term pick. I know he didn't do much last week, but long-term, I think he's a good move, and he's just someone who can sit there, and we don't have to transfer him in or out. We also took out Elanga, which smarts a little bit because he did quite well in the 7-0.
Did we not? Oh, no, bloody hell! Because he got, what did he get?
Really.
3 assists.
Not really. We wanted to bring in, we needed some Liverpool coverage, didn't we? So we had no choice but to bring in Dom Szoboszlai and captain him. Let's move on. So we got 69 points -4. But what we did do, Will, is we played our assistant manager chip for the Teen Machine, and we brought in Slot, who got us a nice 10 points. So that is 79 points overall, -4, 75 points overall. Thank you very much. Quick math. Spike, that shrewd little monkey. He doesn't know what
he's doing, and he flukes it.
He's on 97 points. He took a -4. But he played his bench boost, and that's turned out all right so far. He's got 15 points off his bench, yeah. Did you see, I think this has been one of the biggest game weeks in history for chips played.
Yeah, everyone,
there's
so much.
75% of the game or something is played a chip.
It's as soon as it's the first double, obviously, so a lot of chips get played. But the fact that they've gone absolute wild, which no one predicted. Ben Grin didn't even predict this. It was that wild that they went double, let's do it.
Yeah.
No one does a double.
Let's go.
With a brand new chip that we've never ever played before as well. It's
I
just
know.
like
I put a
double.
post on like social media, like the Premier League, the fantasy Premier League must have been slightly miffed. The week you can actually play the Arseman chip, most all engaged managers are just slamming it down on the very first week. It's like the tact has gone out the window, and it's just like, well, this is time to play. I got back to back double game weeks. What are you gonna do now?
Exactly, but it's not that. That's the thing. Like they've introduced this brand new chip, but they don't know how the fixtures are going to play out. No one does.
The only thing else, I mean, I mean, look how exciting it's actually made it, and like it's really made you think. But really, this chip should have like. I'm still not buying that they knew what it was going to be. Like they should have played this at the beginning of the year when we had more time for free 3 game week chips. But it's like you're playing it from game week 24. It's mental. It's absolutely mental.
It is. It's like
cause carnage, but it's great.
But the thing is, they're trying to. I know originally I thought, oh, it's gonna reintroduce like another extra element for the casual player. It's quite the opposite now.
It's bollocks, mate.
It's absolutely bollocks because all the casual player being like, well, like loads of family friends of mine who are not totally engaged managers. But she's like, what is this assistant manager chip? She's like, I don't understand. And I'm like, well, yeah, the non-engaged managers are just like not playing it because they don't know what it's about.
They don't understand it. They don't understand it. That's why
I don't even understand it.
Like there's in another good, small sample size is my mini league with my boys, and it's like 2 of us have played it, and we're very aware that on paper this is the best time to play it because we've got back-to-back double game weeks, and we're like, well, yeah, on paper it's the best time to play it, and the other lads are like, why is it? Like they don't understand why it is. That's what I mean. Unless you're engaged and really paying attention, you're missing these advantages. So yeah, I think it's definitely not made it more interesting for the casual manager, as you said, Will. Anyway, that's enough of that. We've talked about this too much. The assistant manager.
Yeah, it's so current though, isn't it?
But I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying the. I'd quite like a little upset against Liverpool. As a Liverpool fan, we've got enough of a buffer. A little draw would be all right.
Nah, man.
And next week, I reckon, mate. If Liverpool make it through, I'd be tempted to slam it on Emery over Slot, just for the potential upside. The game is at Villa Park, and Newcastle. And Villa. They might be like bouncing all over the show with their new signings. So who knows? Could be a little upset there.
True, but you've got Wolves though, so
I know.
At Anfield. Anyway.
And I don't want to play. I don't want to be like it'd be the 2 times the 2 first weeks. I'll be betting against my own team. It'd be really annoying. Anyway, right, that's enough of that. Should we cap off the show with some Footballer 20 questions, Will?
Let's.
So, as I said earlier, listener Rutty has sent in a pick for you, Will, this week. Which is bloody nice of him. Guys, if you've got any picks that you want us to fire over, send them to Will or myself. Will's on Blue Sky. I'm on X or Blue Sky, wherever you want. Send them over. Say, look, fire this at Will next week. Fire this at TK next week. And that's what we'll do. It's the kinds of guys we are. So Will's got 20 questions and a single guess to guess who this player is. Will, you ready?
I am, but I'm not because I feel like this question might be really hard. And then...
All right. I'll tell you what.
Is it Paul Scholes?
He gave me a few. He gave me a few. I've chosen one.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, you're going to get all of these at some stage. Yeah, okay. I know which one I'm giving you. Are you ready? Should we do it?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, go on then, mate. 20 questions. Where you go?
Does this player currently play in the Premier League?
No.
Oh, bloody hell. Is this player European?
Do we count Britain? We're still
England.
in Europe or no? We're not really.
Cornwall, no. Wales, Ireland, both. Scotland, all in Europe.
He is European.
Yes.
Hey, wait. Sorry, did you say which countries are European again?
England, Wales, Ireland, both.
Yeah,
Scotland.
he's European.
Okay. So, yeah, okay. Has this player played for one of the big six clubs? I'm not going to make the same joke, and I am, including Tottenham. That's the big five at Tottenham.
No.
Okay. Is this player a forward or a winger?
No.
He's Googling because he's not sure whether I'm going to delete goalkeeper because that would be ridiculous. He's a midfield or defender. He's a wing back. I'm trying to see if there's a twinkle in his eye, a little dash in his eye.
I have nothing to add to my previous answers. Thank you. Carry on.
So, Big Six, have they ever won the Premier League? Could be a Leicester player.
You haven't asked, has he ever won the Premier League?
No, not yet. I'm just going through. I'm just talking out loud. You'll know.
Just keeping the listeners and viewers up to date with what's going on.
I'm just checking.
Just spouting crap out of your mouth.
Has this player ever won the Premier League?
No. Kind of a waste of a question if he's never played for the big. I suppose you're ruling out Leicester or Blackburn.
Yeah, I just because it would be at the back of my mind. I'd be like Leicester because it would be a good sure. one.
It would be a good one.
Yeah, because
would be a good one, guys. Just suggestions. Welcome.
Okay, I've got to get in the mindset. I think that this person is from either Wales, Ireland, or Scotland.
Why would you think that? We said European. That was all we said.
But then you said, is this player... Oh, I've got to now check it. You're such a jerk. Because I'm I should never assume, because then you can go... You should
never assume.
Because you can go down the wrong path, the wrong garden path. Is this player from from the British Isles, which counts all of Ireland, Wales, Scotland, England, Cornwall, and Bristol? What do you mean, You can't do that. We said you weren't allowed to do just a yes or no.
I'm going to say yes.
You can't do that. Yes, Cornwall. He's got Wales is going to be. I mean, unless it's Ryan Giggs or I've already got a feeling. If it's Wales, I think I'm going to get this, but it's going to be really, really hard. If it's Scotland, I'm going to be in trouble. If it's Ireland, if it's Northern Ireland, I'm going to struggle. Okay, I'm gonna. Is this player? I've not got to get the nationality before I go on. Is this player from either Wales or Scotland?
No. That's 7 questions.
Okay, is this player from either Ireland or Northern Ireland?
No.
Okay, it's English. Fast. You're such a shit because you were like oh fucking that's so annoying. He's retired, didn't play for the Big Six, potentially a midfield or defender. No, didn't win the Premier League. He's English. Okay, has he got more than 50 caps for England?
No.
Is this player a legend?
Yes.
Tricky question, isn't it? It's a tricky question. So we're looking at I need to think about this now. So we're looking at we're potentially looking at Newcastle, Aston Villa.
10 questions. Halfway there.
Has he got under 10 caps for England?
He has under 10 caps for England.
I was going to say, is he even capped? But has he been capped for England?
He has been capped for England.
It doesn't. It's just with right. Okay. So now I need to identify the club. Has he played for one of the London clubs?
No.
Is the club that he played for the majority of the games? Are they currently, even though he's retired? Are they currently in the Premier League?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Let's get this club, and then I'll be able to get it a cinch. No problem. Okay. West Ham, Everton, Southampton, Brighton, Aston Villa. I've got a feeling like we're going to go with a Newcastle player because I have a feeling that there's some Newcastle stuff which is European.
You're saying Newcastle because you've had 2 stabs in the dark recently that were all Newcastle.
Yeah, and I think Ratty has gone Newcastle. I love the way you just sit back. For the pod listeners, he sat back and he's like, that smug little face. Like, anyway, I'm telling you, can't tell you. Okay, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest would be a really good one. I don't feel like, but he's retired. Nottingham Forest. Is this player from either Newcastle? Is this player played for the majority of his games for Newcastle? That's my question.
No.
Oh no, Ratty!
Right, cards on the table on question 19. After question 19, leading into your last question, I will reveal one big fact about this player.
Leicester, no. Aston Villa. I feel like it's either Aston Villa or Everton. Did this player play for Aston Villa or Everton?
No.
Oh no!
16 questions. I mean, the good thing is you're eliminating teams quite well.
I know I am, because I've got a feeling we're getting down to the point where whoever the team is left, I'm just not going to get it. So because I just don't know enough about football, yeah. Did my geography's not good enough either? Did this player?
You start drawing lines.
That is exactly what I did. I was like, okay, what's above that line? And I was like, there's some questionable ones. Did this player play for Nottingham Forest or Southampton?
Yes.
How many questions is that?
17.
Okay, I'm going to speak my mind because it's more entertaining than just being silent. My instant gut reaction there, Nottingham Forest or Southampton, as soon as I thought about it, I was like, Matt Le Tissier. Matt Le Tissier was one of the best strikers of a football. He was he had God-given talent. He's an ugly sorry, Matt. Conspiracy weirdo.
I'm cutting that.
Yeah.
17 questions.
Okay. Has this player scored some absolutely outstanding goals?
Yes.
It's got to be him then.
18. Right, I'm gonna give you my fact early.
This is just going to confuse me.
This player, although he represented England, is born in Guernsey.
Where's Guernsey? No, I'm joking.
Can't just make places up, mate.
What's the collective noun of Guernsey?
Just Guernsey.
Right, I'm going to have to ask, did this player play for Southampton?
Yes.
Okay, how many questions have I got left?
1.
Is this first player's first name start with Matt?
Yes.
I think I'll guess it.
Far away.
Is this player Matt Letizia?
Born on the 14th of October 1968, born in St. Peter Port, Guernsey. He is 6'1", attacking midfield, central. Played for Southampton 443 times, scoring 161, most of fantastic goals. Represented England 8 times. He is, of course, Matthew Letizia. Matthew Paul Letizia.
Matthew Paul.
Well done, Will. You got there. Ratty, thank you very much for sending your submission in. We almost got him.
Do you know what 20 questions is just enough, isn't it? If it was 18, I wouldn't have got it. That's a fact.
And if no one else sends me any in for next week, I'm going to give you Ratty's more trickier one next week.
Okay, great. Love it. Thanks, Ratty.
Actually, screw you. It's my turn next week. Send some in to Will, guys, to send to me. Test me next week, and then I'll get in the week after. Right, that wraps up this week, everybody. That was fun, mate. It's good to be back. Enjoy the match tonight. We're obviously recording this on Thursday, where Liverpool will be smashing Spurs up this very evening. Enjoy the match. We'll be back next week to talk Game Week 25. Have yourselves a lovely weekend. Will, anything for you?
I love you, Tom.
Peace out, Girl Scout. Hit the music. That's a wrap.